Welcome back to War Thunder and welcome to the Duck Talks number 44. Today I wanted to thank you guys for the huge feedback on the last Duck Talks. I have gotten the positive criticism and I will work on my flaws. I will keep the good stuff, and I think this time this is the first sign that I make it in within 2 weeks time, the Duck Talks from each other, which is a huge progress compared to the last Duck Talks. The last two Duck Talks. Then I saw that on the same topic my community has different opinions, and one of them was about the tank reviews. So a lot of you guys really like my tank reviews and the details and all the hidden tips and tricks, but some of you want to make them shorter. I understand that it seems to be a thing, you know, to have it like a certain size, like 20-25 minutes. Just forgot to speak English here. 25 minutes or even 10 minutes. Yes and no, but if you want to have still all the full details and you want to make a small videos, the only solution is to make a tank review in 2 parts, and that is then a bit boring and repetitive, isn't it? Because then the only solution that I could come up with would be part 1 being roughly about the armor, interior, how to set up, what to research, the stats like mobility and firepower comparison, and then the second part being just pure gameplay with some additional selective gameplay footage that I would then use to prove certain points or to prove my claims about a tank. And the 100, well, it kind of was a forerunner in this respect, as I have made already 2 parts with 30 minutes each, but that is a special case because the 100 is not visible in the garage for everybody, so I took my time. I hope you understand that. Then we come to greedy bastards. Hello EA Gaming. So I have a special collection to EA because I think that company is out of their mind. They make already a lot of money and they certainly have the right to do so. I mean, they produce games with a certain standard or quality, whatever you want to call it, and I have paid them nothing in the last 2 years because they have ruined my favorite franchise, which was Command & Conquer. I loved Command & Conquer back when I was, you know, small kid. The first game that I played was Tiberium's Sun, Command & Conquer 3 Tiberium's Sun. I loved it. I really played it excessively, day in, day out, and I loved it. The cutscenes were just so... it was awesome. I loved it. I did not really feel very nicely about the Red Alert franchise, so to speak, or part. It has its place. I played a few of them, but ultimately the last Command & Conquer that I really enjoyed was Tiberium Wars with the extension Kane's Wrath. That was awesome. I think for me personally, in the single player campaign, that was the ultimate Command & Conquer, with the exception of course of the Tiberium Wars, which was the first one, you know. You never forget your first game. And yeah, I think they ruined it with then the last part, mobile bases, was just absolute horrible. And I hate EA for that, and they will never see any cent from me again, so thank you very much. Then there is the connection to Gaijin. Now here is the thing when we come to talk about briefly the current Battlefront 2 situation, which is a complete screw up at the hands of EA, that I thought I would never see that in this amount from a game developer like that. Basically they charge you $60 or $80 for the title and then still include a copy and paste free-to-play title aspect in that, with loot boxes and loot cranes and whatnot, and pay-to-win aspect, and wow. And here comes the funny part in. When I watched certain reviews about this game, it reminded me about certain aspects of War Thunder. Not in the pay-to-win aspect, of course, but in the aspect of, you know, there is so much effort put into the graphics, in the sound design, and all the visuals and that, all the ingredients for a very good game are there. And then the part where they set it together, for example in the single player campaign or in certain other aspects, you think to yourself, how can you fail that much? Hey, War Thunder, you know, your battle rating system, your top tier balance, certain premium tanks, planes are a bit on the choky side, aren't they? And this is something that I criticize, but I criticize it because I care for the game. I think it has so much potential that it could really improve a lot. And I mean, a lot. So I hope you understand this part of the criticism. And when I'm grumpy and ranty, I think to myself, it's so unnecessary. Why do we have this? Why do we have to go this way? I mean, Gaijin is a company. They need to pay their employees, they need to pay people doing research, and they have also to pay licenses, I guess, for certain planes or tanks or names for that. So I do not even fully know what they have to pay in order to keep the game running, but then there are also the servers and whatnot. And the maintenance of all that stuff, it's for sure highly complicated. And I have absolutely no idea to give money to Gaijin in the past. I really did. Since I'm part in the Gaijin partnership program, it was not a lot. It was around about 120 euros. Since then, before that, it was numerous hundreds of euros, which I actually don't regret. And this is the big part. Other companies or other free-to-play titles like World of Warships and especially World of Tanks were kind of a disappointment, and in the current state World of Tanks unplayable for me. I mean, I admire Quickie Baby to stay calm like that and to just keep going while not getting paid by Wargaming for doing videos. He still has to, you know, you get the money from his streams and from, well, the videos on YouTube, and so I kind of understand what he is going through, and therefore I'm admiring him because he does it for a full-time job. I just do it for a hobby. But then I have to say he's slightly more successful than me, slightly. Yeah, and I think Gaijin has so much more potential. Gaijin can get a lot of money from premium vehicles, tanks, planes, ships in the future, premium account, and also skins, you know. And most of the skins are not really necessary. Then I also fully support the idea of user-made skins for purchase, like on the American Bearcat, the F8F1B, I guess, with some really fancy green, black camouflage. I really love it. Furthermore, then also the planes, the German heavy fighters at rank 3 and 4, which are premium planes, which were made by I guess normal players and put then into the premium store. I love that idea, and so you can see there is so much potential, there is so much stuff going on. But for example, what I really dislike are situations with the IS-6 where you have to buy the RE251 to counter it, and or the MKPZ M47 and something like that. I don't think that's the right way. And then now there is the Object 120, so I don't like if premium tanks are so out of control and you then do not have to face them in 1 out of 10 battles, but 9 out of 10 battles. So it's really not that fun to play that anymore. And the fun is what keeps me going in this game. And I have, you know, I'm in a nice situation to not having to grind for money or, you know, silver lines, in-game currency. I don't have to really spade stuff at the moment. I have achieved my personal goal, more or less. I mean, the grind never ends, really. Then I think we have to also talk about map issues. This is something, you know, all the maps are in the game. We see a lack of map rotation. The maps are getting smaller and smaller. It's listened to the community in the wrong way. When they are addressing problems, they're doing it in the wrong manner. And especially about chats, Gaijin, please play your own game. You know, pay the employees to play top tier. You know, 3 to 4 hours per day as part of their work, because then it would be really obvious what is really wrong in the game and what keeps people from playing those top tier vehicles. For example, the 8.0 jets, I've made a rant about it and I do not apologize for it, but it had to be said, and it's not getting addressed for years, you know, not for weeks, not for months or 1 or 2 patches, no. We are here in this situation for years, and it doesn't look like it's getting better anytime soon. And I don't like this. So there are many ways to improve it. Gaijin just has to look in the forums. Gaijin just has to look at YouTube, and if they want, they could contact me, you know, just write me an email and ask me for a solution, and I will sit down and come up with a list of complaints and possible solutions and so forth. So this is my honest opinion. I'm honest about this. Then, talking about honest stuff, Free Golden Eagles app, I no longer do advertising because for me the campaign has stopped. And not a lot of people have used it, and I know exactly why, because most of you are coming from Micro's Boom, Many Miles Away, or the Orange Doom, which have advertised this app previously. So I guess most of the people that would use such an app already used it before they saw my channel, and this is a nice experience. And I did not make too much money out of it, especially not as much as I hoped. It's a bit less, I guess, than what I got from last month on YouTube for normal advertising. So yeah, it could have been better, but then again, it could have been massively worse. If they are up for another kind of project like that, I'm up for it. I also told this to my contact. And well, then there are videos that I have already in preparation. For example, the RE251 tactics. This is in this respect important because it has a very limited amount of tools at its hand, and it struggles compared to other tanks like the British tanks at that battle rating and the Soviet Object 906, and how to work around it and how to really support your team. And you'd be surprised with some of the conclusions, especially how to kill a tank. Then the whole reproduction. Well, I'm currently playing it, and I have some insane gameplay. I'm not joking, I have some insane gameplay that I'm really trying to use in the tank review. Whole reproduction tank review, E100 tank review part 3 again. This is a video that I already have set up to make, and I will make it. Too much E100, I'm really milking it, you know, because no other YouTuber has an E100. So there's that. And also I wanted to make a semi-guide on APHE, you know, the shell type. APCBC, APHE, and whatnot, how it is called. What are the designations, how to use it, what are the benefits, what are the drawbacks, how is the interaction with the armor, you know, bouncing chance, overmatch rules, interaction rules, what I talk sometimes in videos about to make this clear. Another part that I want to really mention here is, if you have a question, you always can put it into a question or a comment in the comment section, and I read them all. Furthermore, maybe if you want to look for a vehicle that I'm playing, you might look at older videos of mine, and if they are just 1 or 2 months old, I think most of them are still viable. I mean, there are so many tanks and planes in the game, I cannot possibly play them all. So I hope you understand this. I mean, now I have over 6,000 subscribers, and every single one of you wants me to play this and that, and I understand this, but at some point, you know, this is just a hobby for me. I cannot play hundreds of games per day and hope to get footage worth showing out of every one of it. And so I hope you are okay with this and understand this. So that's it for today's Duck Talks number 44. Please give this video a like if it did, subscribe if you want to see more. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section if you have a question, if you have a request, let me know. And yeah, we'll see each other in the skies and on the battlefields of War Thunder.